It was a crisp morning in a bustling Los Angeles neighborhood, where a popular café served as a hub for people from all walks of life. The soft hum of a conversation blended with the scent of freshly brewed coffee and the faint notes of jazz drifting through the air. The café was a place where stories unfolded daily, some simple, some extraordinary. Among the patrons that morning was a man who appeared to have seen better days. He wore faded jeans, a worn-out t-shirt that read, "Everyone has a story. Don't judge before you know it," and a weathered baseball cap pulled low over his face. His sneakers were scuffed, and a pair of glasses completed his look. Nothing about him suggested wealth or status, yet this man was Elon Musk, one of the most influential figures of our time. Today, however, he was not the billionaire CEO, but a curious observer, conducting a social experiment to explore how people treat those they perceive as less fortunate. As Musk entered the café, he felt the familiar buzz of activity around him. Patrons ranged from polished business professionals to college students hunched over their laptops. Musk blended seamlessly into the background, his disguise rendering him invisible to those who might otherwise clamor for his attention. He joined the line, quietly observing the interactions around him. The baristas behind the counter worked efficiently, though their attitudes varied. One stood out, a young man named Ethan, whose genuine warmth and professionalism were evident in the way he greeted each customer with a smile and attentive service. When it was Musk's turn, Ethan's demeanor didn't falter. "Good morning. What can I get for you today?" Ethan asked with an inviting smile. Musk ordered a black coffee and a simple sandwich. As Ethan prepared the order, Musk noticed the barista's easy rapport with customers. However, not everyone shared Ethan's welcoming attitude. Cindy, another employee, cast a skeptical glance in Musk's direction. Her posture radiated impatience and her tone was sharp as she whispered to Ethan. "Do we even serve people like him?" she muttered loud enough for Musk to hear. Ethan's smile faltered slightly but didn't disappear. "Everyone deserves good service," he replied softly, continuing to assemble Musk's order. Musk said nothing, accepting his coffee and sandwich with a polite nod before retreating to a small table in the corner. From there, he observed the dynamics of the café. Cindy's treatment of customers fluctuated dramatically depending on their appearance. She was cordial to well-dressed patrons but curt and dismissive toward those who seemed less affluent. In stark contrast, Ethan's kindness remained consistent, regardless of who stood before him. As Musk sipped his coffee, he noticed a group of young professionals enter the café. They exuded confidence, their laughter filling the room. One of them glanced at Musk, her eyes lingering on his t-shirt before she smirked. "Nice message," she said, her tone dripping with sarcasm. "A bit ironic, though, don't you think?" Her companions chuckled, but Musk met her gaze calmly. "Maybe," he said, "but it's a good reminder not to judge too quickly." The group's laughter faded, replaced by an uncomfortable silence. Cindy seized the opportunity to interject. "Maybe you should find somewhere else to preach," she said loudly, her voice cutting through the café. Ethan, who had been cleaning nearby, stepped forward. His voice was steady but firm. "That's enough, Cindy. Everyone deserves respect here." Musk offered Ethan a small, appreciative smile. Then he reached into his pocket, pulled out a pen and a scrap of paper, and wrote a note. Handing it to Ethan along with a generous tip, he said, "Kindness matters. Don't lose it." Ethan unfolded the note and read it silently. "You treated me with respect when no one else did. Keep being the kind of person who makes a difference." Ethan's eyes widened and he looked up, but Musk had already left the café. The next day, the café was abuzz with whispers. Musk had returned, but this time without his disguise. Dressed in a sharp suit, he was unmistakably himself. He was accompanied by a small team, including representatives from the media and the café's owner. The staff froze, their expressions ranging from shock to disbelief. Cindy paled, realizing the implications of her actions. Musk addressed the room, his tone measured but firm. "Yesterday, I came here to observe how people treat others when they think no one is watching," he began. "Ethan, your kindness and professionalism stood out. It's people like you who make the world a better place." Ethan's face flushed with a mixture of pride and surprise. Musk turned to the cafe's owner. "This establishment has great potential because of employees like Ethan," he continued, "but kindness should be the standard, not the exception. I'd like to see Ethan promoted." The owner nodded immediately, offering Ethan a managerial position on the spot. Cindy, however, was quietly dismissed after her behavior was reviewed. The story of Musk's visit spread like wildfire. Social media platforms lit up with posts praising Ethan's kindness and Musk's experiment. Hashtags like DG and Kindness Matters and Elon Experiment trended for days. The cafe, once a neighborhood spot, became a national symbol of the power of compassion. For Ethan, the promotion transformed his life. He became a role model, fostering a culture of respect and inclusivity among his team. Customers returned not just for the coffee, but for the warm, welcoming atmosphere that Ethan had cultivated. As for Cindy, the incident served as a wake-up call. Reflecting on her actions, she realized the importance of treating everyone with dignity, regardless of appearances. Musk's experiment was a simple yet profound reminder that small acts of kindness can ripple outward, touching lives in ways we may never fully understand. It challenged people to reflect on their own actions and ask, how do we treat others when we think no one is watching? In the end, the story was not just about Elon Musk or Ethan, but about all of us, about the choices we make daily to either build each other up or tear each other down. And as the world shared and celebrated the tale, it became clear that kindness truly is the currency that enriches us all.